Got another mega box of 2025 Topps Holiday baseball cards. I don't exactly remember. I'm guessing maybe it's my maybe 79th, 81st, something like that box. I'm not quite sure. 80th. I don't know. I believe either 79th or 81st. It's been a couple of weeks. I actually had a problem with a GameStop order. Um, it's kind of strange and made me feel like it was a little suspicious. I don't know. We'll see. Um, I'll give them a chance. Um, yeah, normally it takes maybe 3 or 4 business days to get these. Actually, probably mostly 3 because I'm a member of that. What is it? GameStop Plus or whatever. I don't know what they call it. They all got different names. Um, and a tracking number pops up within a day, but then I noticed at the same time on the page it was showing delivered. It would show delivered on the orders page on GameStop, and then it showed when I clicked the individual order, it showed delivered just under the order number. And this was within, like I said, a 1 or 2 days of it being shipped. I think it might have even probably said it from the beginning because I think it was actually 2 days after I placed the order. I checked just to see what was going on and saw the delivery and that it said delivered. But what's interesting, if I click the tracking number or if I search it, um, it comes back that USPS is not in possession of the item yet. And I thought, okay, things happen. And I waited till the day it was supposed to be delivered, which was about, I think, 3 or 4 days after I ordered it. And of course, it didn't come. And I waited another day just to be sure. And then I contacted GameStop, which is an ordeal in itself. I don't know if any of you have had to uh, contact customer service for GameStop. What's nice is I paid by PayPal, so they had supplied me with a phone number, but I wasn't going to bother with that. I just thought I'd email. I was actually kind of surprised that their system didn't automatically catch this or something. And that's another reason why I'm a little feel like this is a little sketchy. And it was like 2, 3 days before I heard back from GameStop, and I don't even remember what they said. Uh, they actually, I think they sent me a message saying if I had the item or not yet, and and if I still wanted to go through them to handle the situation. And I thought, oh boy. And of course I did, and then they come back at me, and we go back and forth, and they, what had happens, they send it back to inventory control or whatever to see what happened to the item, and then like a day later after that, I get contacted saying, um, uh, seems to be some issue with the order. Do I want to still get the order or do I want my money back? With the how sketchy it seemed, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get my money back on this. And if I want to place another order, I will. And I asked for my money back. Literally the next day, I checked the tracking number and it shows that USPS is in possession of the item and it's on its way. So yeah, that was my experience. This all took, like I said, about a little more than 2 weeks. Uh, just something to be aware of, and I'm really curious to see if these are still, the early boxes if I'll get two of the holiday short prints and not two of the snowflakes. I'm catching up on the holiday short prints, so I'm hoping they're still the holiday short prints, because if it's two of the cookie short prints, and by the way, that is a cookie. It took me a while to realize that. Um, I'm not going to be getting any more, uh, but hopefully it's still uh, the holiday short prints. One thing I've been thinking about too. I know the greens come in either a plain green or a green sparkle, and I have not obviously hit a duplicate of, like, say, Bobby in the sparkle and the solid green. Um, so I'm starting to wonder if they did like 100 of the players were in the solid and then 100 were in the sparkle. I'm wondering if that's what they did. Yeah, the way they did this set. Um, I think it'll be years. People will be still trying to figure out what's short printed, what's not, and what, especially with these later cases coming on the scene. Um, and that's a whole nother issue right there. Um, it's pretty obvious in my case because I've been doing it, and I've been hearing the anecdotal evidence of people pulling big hits out of a blaster box, something like that, and never gave it much thought as far as like that it was a thing. If I figured, they have, you can hit those things but they're very tough, right? And so of course somebody's going to hit them. I'm starting to wonder, and especially with retail, if they don't front load those cases. Um, I got all these. I think I got all of them. Maybe one green I got. No, I think, well, maybe one green. No, I think I got all the green out of the early cases. I had these six green that you see. Well, you can't see, probably a couple more off the camera. Um, Before I even got my first refractor, I didn't even know the silver, or whatever you want to call them. Here's a show A. I didn't even know those existed. And those I started hitting in the later um, boxes, later cases. Those are numbered to 499, I believe. And the green are numbered to 99, but I don't know if it's 99 of green with everybody, the solid with everybody in the set, and 99 with the sparkle with everybody in the set, or if it's 100 of one and 100 of the other. Um, yeah, I don't know if they did it that way. I've hit one black and a gold. I forget what I did with my black. Um, and that's it. And I've heard some numbered paper cards too. I did hit a red. It was not in a stocking stuffer pack. I have not seen one of those. So, um, uh, but also those ones, I forget what they call them, where the snow. I think they call them snow cap. Maybe I don't know. I can't remember. Where the snow is on top of the diamond. Those are I've noticed that I seem to have more of that one and the hidden elf than I should. And I believe most of mine came out of those early cases also. And I think in those early cases, you're hitting stuff at a lot better odds and across the board. Um, and I'm starting to wonder if they do this with other retail cases too, because of the anecdotal evidence that comes out. I don't know if anybody else has been opening, like, because I was buying these from the moment they came out, because I heard they got chrome cards in them, and that's the first time they put chrome cards in the holiday baseball. And so I was buying them right from the beginning and having pretty good luck, as you can see, or maybe not. um, yeah. So I'm starting to wonder if they do this with all retail. Um, Because I mean, I'm sure they love when somebody, you know, some post goes viral saying they got a big hit in a blaster box. That's what Fanatics wants. Maybe Tops was doing this all along. I don't really recall thinking anything like that. Um, I know Tops was just good at making sure you got your value in all the boxes or whatever. And I think with Fanatics, they're still kind of carrying on that attitude. Um, but I do believe they're front loading the cases, that the retail cases. You're better off buying the early boxes. Here's my ornament. Jose Ramirez on the ornament. Yeah, so I'm starting to think. Now, on the Heritage that I opened before this, I didn't really started opening those until maybe a couple of months after they came out, and I have not had good luck, relatively speaking, with the Heritage of 2025. Not this year, last year. And I'm not even buying this year. Main reason is I don't like that they made the short print set 100 cards. You got to open what's it for? And they actually made it tougher to hit in the, I think, or maybe did they make it easier? Maybe they made it easier. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't remember if you get four per hobby box or three. Thinking maybe three. So what's that? Um, you got to open what 30 boxes? What's that? 2.5 cases? A little more just to get 100 cards, and obviously you're not going to hit 100 of the all the ones you need in that first 100. Yeah, it used to be you could uh, complete a set with short prints with one case, and I don't believe that's the way now. Uh, Honestly, I think a lot of people are buying tops from 2022 and earlier. I notice it seems to be disappearing because I think the top stuff before Fanatics was more loaded, and I've been buying um, the early, tops before Fanatics took over. So, yeah, I think other people are starting to too, because I've noticed the prices in the boxes from that time are starting to disappear pretty fast, really within the last year. Mick Abel, Dalton Rushing, Josh Smith, Shota Imanaga, Grant McCrae, Randy Arozarena. I'm really hoping I get two of the holiday short prints. Alex Bregman, Manny Machado, Kobe Mayo, and there's a holiday short print. That's a good start. That's a good start. That makes me feel good. I think these are still the old boxes, or the early boxes, I should say. Walker Bueller, Fernando Tatis Jr., Colton Cowser, O'Neill Cruz, Zach Gallen, Brian Reynolds, Gunnar Henderson, Andrew McCutcheon, Jordan Lawler, and our holiday glitter is Tusker Hernandez. Yeah, I hope we get that second holiday short print. That'll make me feel good. And I'll probably actually order um, another box or a couple more from Gamestop if this is the early boxes. I'll give them a chance, But what's interesting is saying that it was delivered in their system, and then as soon as I asked for my money back, they shipped the item. Yeah, yeah, that's a little sus. Francisco Lindor, Zach Neto, with the original tracking number. So it was sitting there the whole time. I mean, I'm sure things can happen, but to be honest, I cannot recall this ever happening before with an online retailer. It has happened before, and this is interesting because I don't know if some of you have heard the rumor that GameStop was interested in buying eBay, which that seemed kind of weird. But where I have seen this thing where you get supplied a tracking number, it's either a fake tracking number or they don't ship the item from eBay sellers. I've had eBay sellers try to do this before. So this is an eBay seller trick. And it looks like it once they weren't going to get the sale, they were worried about the sale, then all of a sudden they completed the order. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Francisco Lindor, Zach Neto, Brooks Lee, Austin Hayes. I hope you can hear me because I've got the uh, camera up a little higher and a little farther away from my voice. Um, Thomas Sagizi, Mark Vientos, Caden Dana, David Vesta, Drew Romo, and here's our cookie. I wish. So now it's whatever I get next is going to decide it. If it's a cookie, yeah, I think I'm done with these boxes. And that may have been why it took so long, is they were waiting for a resupply. Who knows? Um, William Contreras, Marcus Simeon. I did notice that Target sold out of theirs, of these boxes. It's crazy that on eBay there's some more of the cases popped up and they're selling like for over 500. Um, and I'm not really interested. If it got down to around 500 or less, I'd probably be interested. But at over 500, I'm not. Especially because it's a later case. Hysun Kim, Blake Snell, Tarek Skubal, Adolis Garcia, Riley Green, Will Wagner. Just hope, let's get some Chrome too. Vinny Pasquantino, and our holiday glitter is Taylor Ward. And don't give me a snowflake. That's the main thing. Don't give me a snowflake. Leo Jimenez, Ezekiel Tovar, Dustin Harris, Shane Bieber, Yandy Diaz, Jaron Duran, Griffin Conine, Logan Gilbert, Moises Ballesteros. Oh, good. We got the holiday short print. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. There's the candy cane bat. That's good. That's good. Okay. So unless the second box is something else, is the two cookies. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Teoscar Hernandez, Zach Beam, Luke Keyshaw, Corbin Burns, Drake Baldwin, Brenton Doyle, Cam Smith, Jackson Jobe, and our holiday glitter is Zach Beam. Let's get a chrome. Let's get a chrome. Give me a chrome. I don't even want to look. Luis Angel Acuna, Lawrence Butler, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Jackson Holiday, Dylan Cease, Bo Bichette, Dansby Swanson, Elliot Ramos, Tristan Casas, and our light blue is Spencer Schwellenbach. Drew Thorpe, Ryan Bliss. This feels a little thick. Ryan Bliss, Adal Amador, Jacob DeGrom, Jordan Alvarez. Yeah. Ah. Xander Bogaerts, relic of Jacob Wilson. Yeah. I guess it's halfway all right because it's Jacob Wilson, but that player worn. Zebby Matthews on the holiday glitter. That's a shame. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if some of these, wherever these boxes are coming from, some of the people are weighing them or not. Dylan Cruz, Clayton Kershaw, because I know they're the early boxes, but I'm not getting as many Chrome cards as I was in those early boxes. It was in the early boxes, I was getting, it was 1-to-1, maybe even a little in favor of the Chrome cards, 1-to-1 versus, the relic. Now it's 2-to-1. I'm getting two relics, maybe even 3-to-1. Uh, two or three relics per Chrome card since I started getting them from GameStop. Dylan Cruz, Clayton Kershaw, Kyle Tucker, Jackson Churio, Wyatt Langford, Adley Rushman, Paul Skeens, Brent Rooker, Ben Rice. It'd been nice if that was the snow cap. And our metallic blue is Nolan Arenado. We need a hit. An autograph is actually what I think I'm more due than anything is an autograph. Joe Quincy Noel, Kumar Rocker. My two autographs came out of the early boxes, and they were like tough autographs. The Acuna bat card to 25, and then the Gingerbread Man to 25. But none of the regular autographs. Reese Hines, Mason Wynn, Hunter Green, Taylor Ward, Zebby Matthews, Chris Bryant, Corey Seager, and Luke Keyshaw on the holiday glitter. Yeah, that was a rough box. But it was the early box, so that makes me feel kind of good. Unless, maybe there's some. Nah, this has got to be different because, as a matter of fact, most of my snowflake boxes were from the case, which I believe they were all two snowflake per box. Thank you.